go. Minimum Koma Lumba Nini di wanasun. Bema polygamist. Akoshifon kote. Now these two women are for what reason? For what reason? Edan na ho abasen. Me nkofa asoja fo nkogu o se tnem na mema we me ya ye na wie ye fa ni se be manankasa human being nu wewu me fa ni se dan ni so ni ho wouldn't respect a woman. Wouldn't obua a woman na ye ni ekona doso asesa ni nyama ni ntare ka bibia me say ka me OdoBroni mi ka me say OdoBroni jackass ni go akosia say o mbu ni ho ama obekwa akofa ka no. She won't do it. She won't do it. She won't go and live in them. She won't do it. Michino, but meaning to say on Jimmy to that level. Michin says she allowed the space in between, and now she's confusing us. Mo person chem so OdoBroni onim say fie na no ni Lumba team no. Na Lumba ne ni refie. Nti wo de yentena ha mi si wo de ama. Yentena ha mi si wo de ama. Yentena ha mi si wo de ama. Wo bet na obi fie na wo de hwa e bola na wo de kwasi wo de ama ofofo wan kasa sam we wo ye didi we be wo de. Enti na ma me try renovate it for me because now say why am me gidi sa say ni say first na me be didi na tem so ni na wo le so for ko sesam ko but me nia sister efia be ka say road to the dining point time no be ni ya ebe Kevin ya ebe Denise ya Charlie not see ani maami ma OdoBroni no onu kra ebe ni ya me ba cho mu baaye no mo entertain omo Tantra Hill omo baaye no omo me ba cho Tantra Hill e na ekoso ho nti omo baaye no omo call campon ho de na ekoso ho omo ye dia semo ya semo de kakra Tantra Hill na maami ne kan say e fa ma no all the adino me pacho. Why doesn't she have access to them? Why? Me ferry say AkosuaSerwaa beba na ebeka say ekoyi Lumba ka ba akodi amano. I don't buy into that. But I also think say sisi aseni ade na ye no e say Lumba ka bia ye packed. Sekero mo ba na omu hia ka na omu de ka no tise omu papa down for na de ama omu OdoBroni is sweet. She could have offered it for them. Men Kevin me pacho bebre papa cars ni na safwani upe bi akọ baby a me pacho ni yes a upe bi omu baby they will move around. I would do it oh. I would do it. You don't know my type of person. Obi amini obi wa ba besi and still me bisahwe. Still. Na sem to me ba ma me di me jimi etu nchen be ka bi man who be bisa me say me metumi aye wa bodam ho. Ah me dey kwan. Me see Joyce a baby on a palm wedding gown. Sa wedding 9 months am afro wo. Ye ma me dan regiment no. Me ka kire ma me say sister. Away am ba 9 months man fashion am draw say shame am digital court papa no net toy me beje japade. We should be honest in our dealings. We should be fair in our dealings. OdoBroni omo mutu obia o tre say ye chipre no ondo OdoBroni me see enye na me be kan answer ye nyina be koso me be ye video say ko sister na what change apazin na was mawa tan ye change apade na say OdoBroni Lucia me pacho mo mbi some question si ye change apade no na by whatever means ebia Lumba wan sesa na will ebia kan will or wo no ene say nyoma ne kese e be ko AkosuaSerwaa ho. If that happened, so Who is to say yes CCOB? Why na ye hwe ho na ye criteria no ye hwan ya? Se muma ye kan
adeɛ baako ɛyɛ paa ne sɛ o papa ɛwɔ sika na o papa firi mu na wobɛba na ne nneɛma ana na agyapadeɛ no nkofo fufuo bi na take over na afei ɔmo kyerɛ wo sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo papa ade nneɛma no wopɛ sɛ wo nsa ka bia ana wopɛ sɛ wo yusu bia ebi te sɛ kaa bra na bɛbɔ me asemasi ɔbɛnti amaneɛ ana ɛyɛ paa ababaawa a yɛfrɛ no Moira Kennedy akompra kwa Japan BabyMama yi ano no so watuja ade afa ensem edi ahim da Lumba nsensem OdoBroni maami AkosuaSerwaa agapade ho sensem no ye maame no wawuram na wakasem bi osi nti wonim se OdoBroni na wo ya aware da se efia na wotim islego na ma wo se islego ho no ade empa ne hye wo islego fie ho na de na hye wo utietim OdoBroni fo na om se yentwen maami AkosuaSerwaa yentwen islego fie na ye dia na se islego ne ma hye wo pa Moira o say eto OdoBroni nto no onim se fie na otim e wo islego no oni dadi tim no onim se maami AkosuaSerwaa oni okunu ena esi ya na maami AkosuaSerwaa no ohwe na agapade no kura no onfa nyehwe sa na Moira eka BabyMama enti no ebe ya OdoBroni cars kura no mo yusu no se ye nche agapade enti onkon ye obesere se OdoBroni ompake cars no agapade no ho kro ompake ni na emfamu so atiase na se omoye kura na agapade no OdoBroni onya keto no de na beba cars no ompake ye nche agapade na no maami AkosuaSerwaa fra boche ba ya kempon ho no oko akopeka na no despite na wo so man ka we anyways yenkode nkotie BabyMama Moira ono so to japa e de afam na no gina OdoBroni achi but we no in terms of ajapade de watoto bi de ama no wa kire nsem nso kindly drop your comment and share the video why that's it.
Why doesn't she have access to them? Why? Me ferry say AkosuaSerwaa beba na ebeka say ekoyi Lumba ka ba ko di amano. I don't buy into that. But I also think say sisi aseni ade na ye no. E say Lumba ka bia ye packed. Sekevo mo ba na omu hia ka. Na omu de ka no chese omu papa down na de ama omu. OdoBroni is sweet. She could have offered it for them. Kelvin, me pacho bebre. Papa cars ni na safwani upe bi ako baby a me pacho ni. Enyesa upe bi. Omo baby they will move around. I would do it oh. I would do it. You don't know my type of person. Obi amini obi waba besi and still me bisashi. Still na sem to me ba ma medi mi jimi etu nche be ka bi man wo bebi sam se mi metumi aye wa bodam ho me de kwan me see Joyce a baby o na pam wedding gown sa wedding 9 months na ma fro wo ye ma me dan regiment no me ka kire ma me say sister awari me ba 9 months ma fa hwa ma draw se hye me a me digina court papa no ne toye me beji ejapade. We should be honest in our dealings. We should be fair in our dealings. OdoBroni omo mutu obia o trew se ye chipre no ondo. OdoBroni me see enye na me be kan answer ye nyina be koso me be ye video say ko sister na what change apazin na was mawa tan ye change apade na say OdoBroni Lucia me pacho me bi some question si ye change apade no na by whatever means ebia Lumba wan sesa ne will ebia kan will or wono ene say nyoma ne kese be ko AkosuaSerwaa ho. If that happened, so who is to say ye sisi obi? Why na ye hwe ho na ye criteria no ye hwan ya? Se muma ye kan yi a ene betumi abeka se enye ni se side chicks na ye boa omu na aware form man ye sre nwani diem. Sa aware se ho mfa so sa dia. Ene ya muma ye hu se mema na omu hu hia. Men kan chezo na ye dem me otna ni baby na me tena me baby. Na so wu no baby why you are confusing the youth? You're confusing the youth. OdoBroni. OdoBroni na minim na I don't think say e was say any bridge apade bia. Ya mani bimpo. She is the understanding type. Na say ya mani bia AkosuaSerwaa fault. Se si antokwa bia aka bia AkosuaSerwaa ni Lumba na omu won tokwa. And OdoBroni ni Lumba na omu won tokwa. Omu no omu ye victims of the man. Stop putting the two women against themselves. Stop. Ye di OdoBroni echi ye piano ni oni AkosuaSerwaa koyen tokwa. Mo amudi AkosuaSerwaa echi mo for what? For what? For what? The fact that they could have themselves in the first week into a baby 40 say Georgina Jai say utugu sister nasun. Munjai. The man has hurt both women. He has destroyed both women. Munwuyan. AkosuaSerwaa de no aye ne sa abodam. Because of some de okatre no. The same thing minu nyina ye di kwasiafo e mapem kwasiafo wapo ni sa akwa muasem na okachem say ye die ni na emu dew say ye die o. Lumba has caused a lot of problems. A lot. Enyi say man na ebe solve sa de way. For their children's sake, leave the two women alone to decide to do this. Leave them. Ye nyina ye nkezi ye fi asam. AkosuaSerwaa si obeba enya dan keke. We so ye blow. Osi obeko mo hwe ye ko be den. I don't know why AkosuaSerwaa will want to go to the house. Me mom dear, me bu me ho dodo me koye dia o. Me da me curious yi mi wa he. E be penda wala. Nem possession no mbu ni ho. Nti obekọ ho a. Woman kwe. Security ni fie ho. Nti okọ be den. CCTV cameras ni ho. Enipo na e fere ma me no. Na ya ma ne kwan na wa ba. Mimpo ni OdoBroni a mintu ya kra that day I won't be home. Mama nembre. O person ko hwe se Lumba na hin na oda. O person me ma ne Lumba ntare ka edin pa na AkosuaSerwaa hwehwe nti obekọ fie ho. Do you think it will make sense that just because Lumba owns half of Germany dino AkosuaSerwaa OdoBroni so once on anyone ban on speak say oh me mba no mo person mo nkwohwe o papa fie we Germany me pa cho se be kasa asem na will it make sense to you people? Will it make sense? Teams mienu ni nyina mo ma yen hwe se ye domano. What is that? What is this? A dicey ho. Me mom de anya me demo. Me anya me de. Me mom de pe na me mpe. Obi ama pa me ho. Say me ba papa chama de na me je anya no me ma me obi. That's how much I me mpe ni bibia. Mun so entiemu amutiemu nyina is because me fam mano. Me na me last. Me mpa. Kevin wo ho ansa kwadwo kitwa eba me pa tantra hills if you adwene wo ho ana adwene wo ho adwene nyi ho. The ambience is different. Say yeah, the whole museum, it is possible say OdoBroni onya dine. So what? So what? So Lumba she anu no ne wo 6 no. Lumba ntumi ensi dine we ya. Pacho ka obaba beka kire me say OdoBroni e wo say yam force na e dan AkosuaSerwaa na ebo ama esi e yam no ba just because we was 6. I didn't end. Huh? Lumba when sisa is Legon dine we ya. Inka mo beka say because oni ne won banti property no ni AkosuaSerwaa ye no. Yen koma no bi by force ana. Can a man a bemano? Because property no say AkosuaSerwaa obwae. She didn't do them for Lumba. Ni aka say yen jini na mano in totality. Okay? Me say mema weni mrade. Na won ka say because say AkosuaSerwaa de nimpo me say e was say Lumba nsunya ne share wom. Lumba share wom ni say one ne mane omo de bema omo. Me pa cho OdoBroni, OdoBroni. So when you KohweNii a, mpese won kire me say OdoBroni contributed this much to East Legon dine. We can't quantify her care services, her caregiver services. We can't quantify it. But it came with perks. Otutu, when she's well traveled, she has links to the biggest of people. Onko bisa eyi anyansa umse me pamucho bebre misremu a sesi anka minya bibi kakra ye maami ame ho a nka mepe ye manu bibi a enye public eye obi ehu Lumba nsuo company eno na yede be ma na be den mesi onja bibia na omuma omunche because Lumba cannot tell me say since he came to live in East Legon dine East Legon dine properties or ye nyina or ye for OdoBroni ne nimba that would be catastrophic. Lumba should be thinking every time about his children. Fuck the women. Fuck the women. Now say, inti say Kevin ba Ghana. Kevin, Denise, Kevin, Charlene ba kono. Wafra and Chika, wafra wanden. Dam Calvin and nini anomno. So mo ba Ghana. Uka so mo mame ni omo be ya aka forever. Uka so omo be chi omo mame forever. Ensi sa. Inti se omo ni omo mame ye fine. Na da kro omo ba Ghana. Na omo ni omo mame nenam. Na Kevin si oma mame fa East Legon me dia ma me ni anom no. Will it be wrong? Da AkosuaSerwaa will be part of it. Yendi efi asem why? Yendi efi asem. Lumba enye se wantutu na chi yo. Ade oye nyina wantutu ni ye. And now we are forcing these women to why? For content, for class, for what? For what? Mama mintremo how this thing will fetch money. Say sikantia. Say when na ye sikani e japadia mama mintremo gold mine na Lumba jama OdoBroni. Etumi si sa East Legon dino etumi si 10 answer 10 years aba. Ade a Lumba die ja OdoBroni no. So OdoBroni fa sa ade ba akona Lumba die ja no. Na oja everything physical property. Mube unsenia girl no bedi. Ade a Lumba die ja OdoBroni no. Mama membe tremwe. Sesen. Message dan one fire museum. Period. Na yan kasa. Yan hwehwe bibi. Emma OdoBroni. Because OdoBroni will make her own money. me pese menti se AkosuaSerwaa de onya tantra ni nyama ni nyina na chese OdoBroni de we nya hwe OdoBroni enya hwe san OdoBroni we nya hwe san onya nkwala 6 stars wa wo legends nsia he onim wo connections yesen OdoBroni wo ni phone so a wo mbe hye mi hu so daw wo ni president o number wo ni esika wo ndwe wo so bia ntumi nkwahye kono si yenye obia wo Ghana sister efia Schwarzenegger obetumi de nsesi ne budi eyi dan ba ko ama ne se on tinem copying say ne because efia nankasa so no beba be manage story no she doesn't need DL radio ni enfa no the Lumba's property enye the Fosus and Sons eye DL na DL doesn't belong to OdoBroni and he doesn't belong to AkosuaSerwaa, but he fucking damn well belongs to all his children equally. Into musi DL radio yen fama wine. Huh? Wabra OdoBroni betumi aye onu ankasa ni radio. Hey! Oh, mo de mo tutu form dodo. Me meti ha se sika me di hwe me mei se me you see nka oni baby amedru she montie ha sister efia me hia opa komo we di me hia wa monti mase a enye hwe yo 6 years ago me betna live 6 hours catch him say OdoBroni oyokohwini asema okafa akufo adomo no wo hwe pictures na mwa ne mama G sister G wabeka picture numpo me pa cho mo fa me bo mre mi bayire kronfu no ga no riria because it's so now I will come and question Kevin Taylor say now that there is proof that OdoBroni was telling nothing but lies. Kevin, so when Jimmy aji udwan. I don't know one be second interview no. Who crampo when we say ish. Inter was supposed robbery said ye. Meba OdoBroni conflict resolution. Sana me train. OdoBroni conflict resolution because conflict we dey. Oh, phone is so slow power. Boy, and I Lumba home na chinko echilisa. O si madam woman who say we jini pa kwa siase can who say Lumba na manka wo we di mu asem wo Lumba we di mu asem tim maka. Me hu baby a me pesa me nkan ade no. Me ba cha wa wo nya asade e bia obetimi akọ. Me nkasa nwe ya me nkoye. Okay. So ni amesi okoye on Netflix ni here na. No bebo no benyo onu ani sika. Everyone should stay where they were until the will is read. Osofo nyame shraw peace is a true talk. I'm glad people are now telling Oprega the truth now. No, I said this. Asem si na kwahwe me wo a week as answer omo ba beye eyi no kra omo beye 1 week no me beye video me can where I'm just amplifying it. Me see on free mu na omo inye enyoma a certain way. I will never stop being OdoBroni, but it is not going to stop me from telling her say sister yeni say meka enjesa munye meka. So here I am going to show a clean, professional, non-inflammatory package that I want to hand over to Team OdoBroni. Ubufu me, don't worry. Next time, obetiasi. I need to have a serious producer, Sister Efia Schwarzenegger. Serious producer and a PR strategist. Everything should be designed to cool down this conflict, to protect the children, to preserve Lumba's legacy, and to reposition OdoBroni with dignity. Miss Remo, thank you for power tapping, Wati. Yamishran. Part A. Sister Fiashwa, where dear Nina entertainment asem to me. Yow. If you are to gold mine, so walk coins. Many among pretty for OdoBroni. Na mu crack, mudia mumbeti. OdoBroni ni Lumba assembling na it should be a documentary. And Netflix. And I was saying, Enko. Enye Kumawood. Netflix pitch outline. The working title options are mube you see for OdoBroni same way no. Mube to me aka say after the music stopped. Because Lumba or the mic at all. Or the two one somewhere be trade and no documentary. Why they bet me aye and your OdoBroni. So mube to me to documentary no after the music stopped. Mube to me a friend widowhood in the spotlight. Me yakuna. And no mube to me dia mube to me a friend legacy, silence, and starting again. Or no OdoBroni na sem na ye become. Then we can also call it Beyond the Will. Beyond the Will. Genre sa adiewe esenye true life documentary, docu-drama, the African original. On Netflix. Tone of this documentary should be quiet, reflective, dignified, and emotional. No gossip, no villains. No. 1. The log line, Netflix style. When a musical legend dies, the silence that follows is louder than the applause. This is the story of widowhood, inheritance, and choosing dignity over noise in modern Ghana. Number 2, why this story will matter from a global angle. Widowhood and inheritance disputes are global. It's not only a Ghana issue. So, fame, death, family, it is equal to universal tension. Sawofa fame plus owuo plus familiar niawu benyano ye friend no universal tension, and it explores ye friend from this angle. Documentary no will explore African customary law versus modern courts. It will also explore social media trials versus real justice. Social media team say no to asase no enna me pacho ye de court to court de no ho a ye beja ka because e be do court e be say oh obi no ka asase no kra AkosuaSerwaa ne toy, but court documents trace enya AkosuaSerwaa dia. But somewhat say it is a one for emotion and shemwa, ye need proof, ye need documents, ye the adwin na eka. Na ye the adwin can na court ni dey because assassin cries AkosuaSerwaa dia intense so ntnemu. Any social media justice. But ye come renum na ye hu sampani ampa ni nuane ampa say. Then they are sent for. But all of that cannot happen when OdoBroni is sitting in the middle of the tension. We can't. Into me jina nkran nim na ntutu nkran. So it will explore African customary laws versus modern courts. It will explore social media trials versus real justice. And it will explore how women rebuild after public loss. Netflix loves human stories. They don't love celebrity fights. The third one, the structure of the story. The music and the marriage. The foundation. Not romance drama. Daddy Lumba's cultural impact. Minimal, achieve, and respectful. But private life versus the public life as a legend, no show. Marriage and motherhood. Oh, panda me da say. Marriage and motherhood. Foreshadowing. No one prepares you for what comes after a legend dies. No one prepares you. OdoBroni, you can say no, can say ebe say. The visuals. The best documentary should be an old concert lighting fading with quiet home scenes, empty studio moments. Death, noise, and choice. This will be the turning point. And it will show that silence is power. Death and sudden public chaos. Property debates, court filings, social media attacks. When na be what documentary ni muna me pacho. Da be na mu betwa sa content na wie na ye Netflix, na ye YouTube, na ye Twitter, TikTok. Na generate income not by being vicious. No kreno na all can. Mu betumi edisika no. Mansions say no betumi see on her own tia. Or beku we ebenya for or pre atamfo amanema. Se OdoBroni wini a wa pen tokwa to ho amanema nsia no against nia 11 na omo aka no. Is this what you want? Documentary no be death and sudden public chaos, property debates, court filings, in tamkesi ni nyina bebem, social media attacks, pressure to fight, the pressure to fight. The kokabia OdoBroni, kokabia mansewa, and the fight and the insults. Occupy, retaliate. The pivot point in this documentary should be voluntary exit from the mansion. This will be the pivot point, the defining moment. Eguso kwasuna na akwala na owomuno. Osi woni bibi. Mempedede sa papa ti ase krono mpedede. Na wodi ewomu a wonsa bekanti. Sister Efiashwa, me da se sa mama me baby. Acho. Me pese me nko. Me pese me mfa baby a. Omo cha ne wo mu ye media omo de mami a meji. So omo chensu na se me nyi bi so a me enye hwe. Di ma ye se ebe. Okay? That will be the pivot point that she voluntarily exited the mansion. Another pivot point will be her handing over the keys to all the cars. Choosing peace over possessions. Choosing peace over possessions. Obeka said, I realized winning online can cost my children their future. OdoBroni, you should recognize, say, winning this fight online, winning this is also going to cost your children in the future. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? May I sure since he said Tupac until when Chen was East Legon, send ye tea be or court me fee. Father, Roman father munina beba, obi beko, se wan mi here beba every morning, or beko ebetiti, afenye every day, afenye every week, the reality are setting in. But when you are on Netflix telling your truth, using your truth, all of it, nye wom na baby a wow feel say ne see na ye behwe na ye besua na why in the documentary who can say there be afede me pese me omuye bi obi abo bedwo no. You should be that peacemaker. OdoBroni, you should be that person. Ata, you should be that person. So when you realize that winning online can cost your children their future, stop. After the will, and also another act in the documentary, acceptance of court outcome. And also the documentary, me call court. Ni di ma mini, me see me penisa. Ne fair. Acceptance of court outcomes, part of the documentary. Starting afresh, it will be part of the documentary. Also, San Yamako, if you fee, part of Yabedi Sika renovate, if you fee, and Yaman Ambrose, part of the documentary. New home, new routines, healing, therapy, rebuilding identity. We should be choosing a message like legacy is not what you inherit. It's how you leave people behind. Enye mwediye wa bobra dia winja di obi na ewu na jani bibi wo se wa bobra. God. What this documentary should not do. What this documentary should not do is one, it should not fight with AkosuaSerwaa. Tiebio. Which AkosuaSerwaa by heart. But OdoBroni documentary, it should never attack AkosuaSerwaa. Never one day. Never. Mrs. say OdoBroni will be on you walk one. On you Lumba nkokun. AkosuaSerwaa so pedo on you obi kwan. No so on you Lumba nkokun. Both of them should never attack the other one. Especially OdoBroni. Don't do it, OdoBroni. I don't care what Lumba told you. I don't care. Bema bia or worry or bar more than one bia kushinya. Let need the bachelor. Na let an echino ne AkosuaSerwaa nti omon di nkomo one day mpoda. Metiasie no krem. Lumba dini bejina obeye wamadaya bemo. When numbi me OdoBroni fan pa mama nka no krem nkyerem wa. Ya wanumbi. You people intentionally you can say explain it. You can't fight the legal wife now when you knew from day one. Pepacho, why can't fight the legal wife? Oh? Me, I'm not fighting a legal wife. Pepacho. Why me Lucy me thought? What was I saying? Oh, OdoBroni. Okay. Oh, why me Lucy asema America? Game into aswe. Documentary, no. It should never fight AkosuaSerwaa. Never. You have said so much reason that I'm crying for both women. Oh, medase. Wama me rao. Because mama yan kanu kremi OdoBroni, but AkosuaSerwaa bae no. Osim pese mi share girl no. Yenkwa. What went on after that? Thank you. Lumba song, pacho. Tia, enyu mama me mbona me nkyerɛ mo sɛ OdoBroni for we are misinterpreting it and me sha na me ni ewu. Muntie ha. Mama me mbɔ nwum we mam na muntie. Mama me ni a me ra ho. You are the candle loves the flame. Sanyum no mate da. Mimpese yenje me live so ba ori ma mimbo. Michael Bolton, you truly love OdoBroni Akosua. I do. Intina mi to me can say mamu nyestela sa mamu na Christy sunye say. I feel so sad you can't see that the woman is in peace. Oh, me that's it. Intimi pacho. Semu nyina mujitum se anwum we de na ombo ma OdoBroni. Inti na mrantie hini betumi abetena ho. Na mrantie ma menkyere wa de. Se wo ka wuni made awe wo bo se osimi do so me boa. Wo bo we na wo de esi ho. You don't let it go on because you know that the next phrase qualifies what he said and it's not in favor of OdoBroni. Me meferi membe kan asamu mami enye sa neti. Me meferi o me mpesa. Man kabi senya sa na ya ka me boni na me ye no o si me do wa me boa ni ami fili so siodai.
Adia ba kwa menim said the legacy of the Lumba still continues to reign. So what I say ye hwe mami AkosuaSerwaa mate se wa file for the appeal. You know update bia me se beto phone bia no me de bebrom but on the note of that Lumba properties you know say na wosi hono ankomo pake ne niam ne cars ne bibia anke fie okra na esan ka ede ebia anke esan ko OdoBroni twe ne ho kakra ana say na wosi hono anyways ma me ho adwen kire BabyMama Moira nso akire na adwen so ata say we enye ntokwa enti ja comment e comment section ho for me why me da say